Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. We are going to do another test video. So if you remember from FS19, from Farming Simulator 19, you could not harvest in the rain. It would not let you do so. But it does let you do that here in Farming Simulator 22. But it will give you the prompt that threshing while wet will reduce the yield of your crop. So we're going to see today just how much it's going to reduce the yield of your crop. So what we're going to do here, I have a canola field. If we go up to the map, I'm not worried about if it's fertilized or any of that. It doesn't matter. It's ready to harvest. So we're going to go ahead and harvest this. I have the game saved exactly here with this harvester here. We're going to harvest this while it is right now, document what that yield is. Then we are going to do it again when it rains and do that and see what the yield is then. And then I also want to run a test on either corn or sunflower to see what the difference would be for a corn header style crop. So we're gonna go ahead and do that as well, just so we can see the difference. That's what I want to mainly do. So I want to test those two crops today, or corn or sunflowers and then this. So I figured a grain crop and then a corn or sunflower crop would be pretty good for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the test on this video. I'll bring you guys back in after I finish running the test on this specific field with canola, and then we'll get it set up again to do a test on either corn or sunflower, and then I'll again bring you guys back in so we can work through that. So I'll see you guys here soon. All right, welcome back everyone. So a couple things to note. I did our canola test. So in general for grains, for grain header products, you lose about 50% of your crop. So a lot, because when I harvested it when it was dry, we got 6,225 liters off of this field. When I harvested it in the rain, we got 3,113 liters off of this field. So quite a significant difference. So you do not want to harvest in the rain. Now I looked into all the other products in game as far as if we go into the store here, or go into, excuse me, just this menu here to see what crops we have in game. If I can scroll up, there we go. So we know what crops we have in game here. So which ones are going to be affected by the rain? So we know grains are, because we just did canola. So things that are harvested with a grain header, because I believe it's tied to the header and style of harvester, not the crop specifically. I haven't tested every single crop, but I'm going to make that assumption. I think that's reasonable. So wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, and soy, we're going to assume are going to take a 50% hit. Now the next thing we're going to test is corn. So we're going to test corn, which I'm going to assume also applies to sunflower. So we're going to test corn. I have corn planted on the field out here, so I'm going to let it grow up and then we'll go ahead and harvest it. Now I have made a couple of determinations that certain crops will not be affected by harvesting in the rain. Grapes will not be affected, olives will not be affected, potatoes will not be affected, sugar beets will not be affected. I'll explain why I understand that. However, cotton and sugarcane will. So I'm also going to add these two to my test. I may not do an entire field of cotton and sugarcane, but I'm going to add them to my test to do a quick, just to see what the difference is with those two. So I'm going to test those two as well. Now, why do I know that? Well, if I come down here to the store, this guy, if I turn it on, it's a grape harvester. It doesn't give me any message. But if I hop in, for example, the sugarcane harvester, and I turn it on, it's a harvesting while it rains reduces the yield. So that's how I know. I bought every harvester that was available, every self-propelled harvester in game for the different crop types, just to see which ones would be affected by rain yield. So that's why I know which ones I want to test here. So I'm going to go ahead and let that corn grow up. And again, every time I put a new crop in that field and I get a harvester set out there, I'm going to save the game and then I'm going to let it harvest. And then I'm going to load the game back in without saving. And then that way I can go through and use the same exact yield or same exact crop that's on there, so there'll be no conditions that are changed. So we're gonna go ahead and test that out. But anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and run the corn test, and I'll bring you guys back in after that. All right, welcome back, everyone. So I just finished the sugarcane test, excuse me. So I finished all of the tests. So again, I tested canola, corn, cotton, and sugarcane. So basically with the canola, I'm assuming that all grain style crops are gonna apply the same way. And corn, I'm assuming that sunflowers are gonna work the same way as well. I also tried, and again, sugarcane, cotton, those would be the ways to go about it. So as we know, grapes, olives, potatoes, sugar beets, no deficit if you harvest in the rain. Now, the deficit for canola, we already talked about. We went from 6,225 liters down to 3,113, so minus 50%. Now, corn, same result. We got 11,169 liters during the dry season, 5,585 liters during the rain, so minus 50%. Cotton, same thing. During the dry, we got 2,065 liters. During the rain, we got 1,033 liters, so minus 50%. The sugarcane was a little bit different. I think it's supposed to be minus 50%. I think that the harvester might have stolen something from me. Anyhow, the sugarcane's a little bit of a weird thing too, and I couldn't always get it to spit into this trailer the way it's supposed to. So anyhow, during the dry, we got about 2,441 liters. I just did a strip. And then during the rain, we got 1,380 liters, so minus 44%. So about minus 50%. So in general, you're going to lose 50% of your yield if you harvest during the rain. So I would always recommend trying to harvest your crops when it is dry out. But anyhow, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this test video. If you guys did, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.